Guys, this is Radhika here. So today I wanted to make a video to tell you how a narcissist may affect relationships in your life. So some good relationships. So this I'm talking about not your relationship with the narcissist, but your relationship with someone else in your life who means a lot to you. Which probably the relationship is love based, trust based, and maybe the narcissist is another person who is looking at all of this. So it might be you and a friend of yours have a good relationship, and the narcissist might be another friend in the group, or it might be you and your husband have a really good relationship, and the narcissist may be another family member. um, or in an office environment, it could be you and your boss have a really good relationship, and the narcissist is another team member in your team. um, so all of these situations can happen. And so what I wanted to tell you today was, a lot of times we are unaware that a person is a narcissist, because they cover it up really well. Like, you would not know that they are a narcissist. You will probably think something is a little bit off with them. You will feel like, oh, they behave so and so in front of everyone, but when I'm alone with them, I do get the feeling that they are not genuine, that something is wrong, that it's like small things that they do which you will realize doesn't make them seem like who they project themselves to be. So, for example, a narcissist might project themselves to be a super kind person. They will talk in front of everyone of how they care for human beings, for feelings. They will always like try to maintain their image, but then you might find them in another situation doing exactly the opposite of what they say they are. So you might find them yelling at a child, or you might find them comparing between children. So they might praise one of the child but not praise the other one. Um, so basically they will ignore the other child, and they will behave very wise. So you would feel that a wise person would understand that when you do this to kids, they are going to develop complex. Like, the one you praise a lot is going to develop a superiority complex, and the one you don't praise is going to develop an inferiority complex. But the narcissist in this situation will show everyone and insist that they are a very loving person, that they understand and they want everyone's good in their heart. But they will behave this way. They will kind of try to create a nudge between two people who share a loving relationship, between a brother and a sister who are at a very impressionable age. They will try to always praise one child and not praise the other one. And when the time comes, they will try to blame things on the one that they are not praising. So in so what they are doing is they are creating a scapegoat, and they're creating a golden child. And the golden child most often goes forward and becomes a narcissist themselves. Not always, but they might. If they figure out what is happening, they will go back to the soul, to their own self, and they will realize that these guys are doing something to me. They're trying to prove that I'm too good, whereas I'm not. I'm equal to my sibling. And they might restore their soul self, or they might go into the talks of the narcissist and become a narcissist themselves. The scapegoat, on the other hand, will most likely become an empath. So they will try to become a people pleaser, because they have been programmed since their childhood that you are not good enough, that your brother or sister, your sibling was better than you were. Um, So they will always try to please everyone around them. They will live a life in which they are seeking validation from the outside. Now this also might not always be the case. A scapegoat might realize that this was what was happening to me, but I am good the way I am. I am enough, 1,000 times enough, and I don't need to prove anything to anyone, and God made me and he made me good, and I'm complete, I'm whole. So so what happens is, a narcissist will do these things, but they do it very subtly, and they do it in a way that you will not realize it's being done to you. You will only realize it when you take a step back from all that is happening, and you realize, you look into your brain, you look into your thoughts, that what is happening, why am I going into this cycle again and again. So what I wanted to tell you today is, if you have a relationship that is love based, which you feel is like a soulmate relationship, you love that relationship, you trust that person completely, a narcissist might come and he or she might try their best to ruin that relationship. And if you identify this, that's great. That's great, because you can stop the effect that the narcissist is having. Because, first of all, the narcissist affects your brain. The narcissist will plant things in your head, they affect the thoughts you have. So, every thought you have will be for the narcissist. They're kind of like, it's like an infection, they're infecting your brain. So once you realize that, you can stop thinking about the narcissist. You can learn about narcissism, you can learn about narcissistic personality disorder, and you can take your power back. You can tell whoever is the other person in your relationship, if it is trust based, I feel you should let that person know that this is what is happening to us. This is what is happening. And it does not mean that you just simply, if the narcissist is like a friend or someone who is trying to ruin your relationship, you can probably stop friendship with that person. But if it is someone closer at hand, like if it is someone in your family who is doing this to you, and you probably cannot break that contact with them, what you can do is you can lessen contact. And that does not mean that you do not fulfill your duties or your responsibilities towards them. As in a lot of cultures, we have to and we have some responsibilities towards our parents, towards our relatives, towards our family. And you should completely 100% do those responsibilities. I'm not saying don't do them. All I'm saying is, don't let it affect you to such a great level. Don't let it break your relationship. Don't let it ruin love, and kind of replace that love with hate. That's what the narcissist wants. They feel hated because something happened to them when they were a kid, when they were a child, when they could not process their emotions correctly. Something happened to them, and they have lived their whole life with this hatred inside their heart, and they want to spread it around. So, hurt people will hurt other people. Happy people will not hurt other people because they feel happy. They spread happiness. So, you need to understand that the narcissist may not want to do this, but they are just programmed. So, they will do this. They will continue doing it no matter how much love you give them, until they start like self introspecting. But I don't think they do that. But if they do it, maybe they will become better. But what I'm saying is, you let the other person in the relationship know about this, and you tell them that, see, we have a good relationship, we spread love, we have joy, we have happiness in our hearts with this relationship, and we spread this love in the world, and we should continue doing that. Let's not let a third person come in and ruin things. Now that doesn't mean that you have to throw them out. Don't throw them out. Don't just don't let them in your inner space. Keep that boundary, keep a wall, and only let people respect your inner space, let them come inside. So build a boundary in for your inner space, and let all good things come in and let all bad things stay out. So yeah, that was my video for today. So be careful of narcissists trying to ruin good relationships in your life, because good relationships are rare, and once you find them you should keep them. So, yep, that was my video for today. Lots of love and light to all of you. Thank you. Bye.